It's Wednesday the 20th of December. I'm just going to get another water because I realized that my water is very, very dirty already. See that? I did say that I was going to get the image to a position where it looks... Am I live? I am live. Where it looks like how I left off yesterday, but I didn't get as much done as I wanted to get done. So bear with me as I am drawing the Guerney's Pitta this morning, or Pitta. And this is the bird that we are drawing. It's an endangered species, and it's from the Malay Peninsula, and with populations mainly in Myanmar. And it was its population was estimated at a mere 9 pairs in 1997, which is kind of crazy. So hopefully, you know, they are taking care of it. So it's in a peninsula of Thailand. But I thought it's a beautiful bird. So I flipped the image because I'm doing the image on my daughter's head this morning. Good morning, Meryl, and good morning, Louise. And Louise is here, and Lou is here. Look at all the L's are here. All right, I'm just cleaning my water. And there, if anybody else would like to paint my daughter as well, I can pop that in the chat or send that over to you. Is it fuzzy again? I think it's my provider. I really do. It seems fuzzy, and I don't know why it is fuzzy, because my screen is not fuzzy. I'm going to take it out and see if I can just click on the screen. I don't know if there's an autofocus with lives. Go away. I'm trying to get the chat away. The chat is still on there. Did that help at all? All right, let's have a look. So I'm going to refresh my screen and see if it's any better. Could just be my internet, but that's worrying. If it doesn't work out this morning on YouTube, then I'm going to be going over to Instagram and seeing if that's better. Meryl says, I would like to paint your daughter. Okay, I will send you, Meryl, because you're doing the faces as well. I'll send you the image that I have of my daughter. And everybody has the birds who has access to the birds, correct? Okay, let me take this bird up again. So this is the image of my daughter that I have, and this is the bird. So I'm going to just get the bird all blocked out. Good morning, Janan. How are you? It looks clear to you. Then it must be my internet. I'm going to have to ask my husband to fix that before my workshop this morning. Yeah. Who is coming to the workshop? I prepped a few pages late last night. I did put a post in the Luma, but if you signed up for the 5, I'll just show you what I did. So I just prepped a few blank pieces of paper with a few washes of gouache and acrylic ink. So I'm going to be using acrylic ink and gouache and maybe a little bit of acrylics depending today. And we're just going to have we're going to have fun playing with patterns today. So if you are signed up, great. If you're not signed up and if you want to sign up, I think registration stays open until 9 a.m. and then it will be closing. And I will make sure that I have the link to the Padlet when I join earlier, like at 10, so I can pop it in the chat. But if you want to try and make sure you get that open before we start, because we got lots to do. Hi Amy, how are you? I'm feeling it's a little blurry today, but apparently it's fine on other people's ends. I think I'm just having a morning with my Wi-Fi, and I'm just blocking in the shapes and the colors for this image. Then I'm going to get to the background, and then I will come back to the bird. This is black actually underneath here, but I can put a dark color instead of black. This is just my first layer going down. Because then I'll be going over it. But it's always good to get a layer of gouache on your paper before you finalize the final layers. Is everybody drawing this bird today? What are you guys up to? I know that not everybody is doing birds in December. Good morning, Maria. How are you? Okay, let me put a little bit of blue on the tail of this bird. This is the male bird. The female bird just doesn't have the stripes, but I like the stripes, so I'm doing the male bird. I was about to start a pet portrait, and then I remembered that I promised that I would get a lot of this painted before I came this morning. So then I had to quickly switch and do this. And I finished Brianna's yesterday, my friend's daughter. So yeah, so that one was finished, so I'm happy with that one. Happy with that. I'm not sure about the cheek, but it's okay. And then I have my dad. These are all ones that I have to finish this one, and I have this one to finish, and I have another one on Sunday which I didn't finish. I think this is one of my favorite ones so far. This one, and I do like the bird on Shannon. I like the face on this one. Dylan's is also another. Actually, this could be my favorite too. I have a few favorites. I love the glow of her skin. I'm going to try and get this same glow for my daughter today. And I do like the pattern of this one. So there are little things of each of them that I like. This one I like the pattern in the background. And I think I captured him quite well. Oh, I do like the colorings of my mum's. And I love the background pattern of this one. So this is kind of an example of the painterly patterns, what we're going to be doing. If you missed when we first joined, I just showed everybody that if you're doing the pattern workshop, I prepped some pages. I am going to give you 10 minutes in the beginning just to prep some pages while I talk a little bit about patterns and how I got into patterns and how I love them and enjoy them. So did my camera just zoom in? It looks like it just zoomed in. That's odd. No, I think it's okay. Let me just move this down slightly. There we go. Yeah, so I got ahead with this. This is my daughter, and I said, do you have a picture of yourself? I'd like to do a painting of you. And she said, well, I only have that one where I've straightened my hair. She doesn't usually straighten her hair. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that one. She likes it. So it's always good when your kids like a photo of themselves. So that's the one I'm doing. All right, mixing up some darker value just to get that blocked in, really looking at where that darker value is. I know she likes those big hoop earrings, but I'm not going to put them in right now. And I also have to take note of the bird being on top of her head and a shadow cast on top of her head. So I'm going to be aware of that as well. Okay, I'm going to get some warmth in this one. Are you guys all like so busy painting that you can't type and tell me what you're up to? Or maybe you're just all hanging out, having a coffee, enjoying the morning. What are your plans for today? You know I have a workshop. I also have to do Christmas shopping, like grocery shopping. So I have to do that today. So it's Wednesday, so I mean I could wait until Thursday, but I think the shops are going to be so crazy busy. So I am going to do the majority of my shop today, I think. And just get some food in the house. Okay, I'm just going in with these dark values. She has a lot of lashes on, but I'm not going to emphasize those right now. If anything, I'll wait right until the end. Hey Tash, how are you? Louisa says, still trying to get the drawing done. Oh, Maria says she's baking right now. What are you baking? And Tash says, hey, just walked in my door, just got back from a little holiday. Where did you go? And Lou says, pattern workshop and taking mum to the airport. And Janan says, are you going on a holiday too, Lou, or just your mum? And Janan says, my grand boys are coming over in just a bit. Nana camp. They were here yesterday from something to 7 p.m. Lots of fun and smiles when they're here. Oh, that's great. Happy kids is always a good thing. All right. and get some warmer tones on my daughter's skin. If you're just joining, I'm painting my daughter today. She said it was fine for me to paint her, so I'm doing that. She has a lovely golden skin, so I'm going to try and capture the warmth of it. Instead of leaving the base, the white, I thought I would go over with like a golden color underneath, and this way when I go over the top with other colors, it'll still be nice and bright underneath. So that's my reasoning for leaving that color. The shadow on the back of her neck and here. I'm going to just block that in. I think the main objective is to make sure I capture the light as well and the warmth. You're baking biscuits. How fun. And Louisa says, Struth, I cleaned out my palette and having to squeeze fresh paint. Oh no. Struth. I haven't heard anyone say Struth for a long time. That is definitely one word that we don't use much. Struth. I like it though. Okay, my gouache is a little pasty, so I'm just adding a little bit of water onto it, and I can see that I need a lighter. I wonder if this is going to be too dark. Let's have a look. No, it's okay. Because I don't want to put white in. I want there to be like a warmth, but not add white. Because then you get like this pasty feel. So it's almost like you need a glaze more than anything. And that's, Lou, you were so right that one time when you were describing gouache and saying how it's very similar to oils. As in, you have to, like, you can use it as a glaze, just like you can oils, or you can use it as acrylics, where it's just very opaque and not transparent at all. So, she looks a little bit jumbled right now, but that's, I haven't got any of the overlays on, so I'll be putting those on in a minute. Let's get to putting a pattern on her and getting the pattern. I chose this color because I know she likes blues, but she loves greens as well. I just want to make sure that it's not super similar to Brianna's. Brianna's was also blue back and green on top, dark green. So maybe I should mix up a nice bright pink. Oh my goodness, my opera pink is so hard. No, just in the tube I can feel like there's a lot of paint down here that is drying. That's not good. All right. What sort of biscuits are you making, Maria? Okay. I'm going to put some orchid-like flowers. My daughter got an orchid from her, I think it was from her boyfriend's mother maybe one year, or maybe from her boyfriend, about a couple of years ago. And last Christmas, the orchid did not look very happy. But I'm like, no, don't throw it out. Like, there were no flowers and the leaves were gone all yellow. And I'm like, I think I can revive it. Me not having a very green thumb at all. But I know how little water they need, so I just kept up with the consistent watering. And it is now back. And it has 6 or 7 beautiful flowers on it. And it's had flowers on it for probably 4 months, I want to say. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put orchids behind her to remind her to never give up, because there is always a possibility of better and growth. Hi, Julie. How are you? Oh, Maria says biscuits for biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy, maybe? Not gravy? Not cookie biscuits. Ah, okay. Julie says popping in while lunch is on the stove. Julie, what are you cooking? We're having a little bit of a what's everyone doing right now, and I need to get inspired to maybe create some different dishes here in the house while my daughter's home, to inspire her to maybe make some different dishes other than pasta at university. She says she doesn't really like soup, so that's not a good one, unfortunately. I love soup. How can you not like soup? My husband doesn't like soup. Both my daughters don't like soup. I don't get it. I don't get it. And this is such a soup like country. Like, the weather is inducive of eating soup for 6 months of the year. Oh well. I'm cooking boudin au morel. What is that? Something like a mushroom stew? Like morels? Tell us, what is that? Okay, I'm going to take the color of her skin and put it also in the background. It's going to look like almost like golden, although that didn't show up much, golden branches. Take a little bit of the pink. I probably will have to go over this. There's a lot of spray on my paper. I'm not sure how that happened. Julie says, I have the best recipe for students: lentils and curry and potatoes and carrots. Yeah, she doesn't like lentils and curry. I'm not sure. I mean, I think she thinks curry is okay. I think, yeah. That's what I ate when I went to Spain. I bought lentils and I would make basically a lentil stew. It would do me for days, and I basically lived off lentils, yogurt, and spaghetti. Boudin is a form of white sausage in emulsion that has mushrooms in them, and you cook them in the oven, and it'll all warm and comforting and festive meal. Okay, I usually have it with celery puree and sauteed potatoes. I have never had celery puree. Is it celery or celeriac? Because I know that celeriac is more like the root vegetable, but celery is that thin stalk, like that, pureed, like with the strings, like the crunchy celery. I have a feeling it could be celeriac. If you're just joining, welcome. Thank you for the 2 thumbs up, anybody who gave me, those of you who gave me a thumbs up. If you do join and you like watching me paint, give us a thumbs up. And she's looking a little bit orange right now. I need to tone that down. But I do like the glow. So I gotta make sure that I don't lose the glow. Yes, celeriac. They called the same in France. Really? Celery and celeriac is called the same? That's confusing. Okay. Let's get a little bit of a middle of these pretty petals on. How are we doing for time? Oh, look, see, we're at 7:30, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this. It does help when I start it a little bit ahead of time. If you're joining, I did have the sketch done, and I had a little bit of Ashley blocked in, and I had the background in, I had her hair blocked in, and I had some of the bird. Did I have some of the bird? Or maybe not of the bird. I don't think I had any of the bird blocked in. Okay, that has to dry. And I'm going to just take a little bit more of that darker pink. I'm using Winsor Newton Opera Pink for this beautiful pink tone. Ooh, I went to see my daughter dance yesterday. That was pretty awesome. I love watching them all dance. They all look so happy on stage as well. It's really very they must feel so good after they do a performance, because you can see them on stage being just super happy, and they dance beautifully. So that was really nice. Let's see if I can add some little, I'm going to add a little tiny detail to each of this little stalk. I'm not sure if it works, but like a little fishbone. Fishbone? No, what'd you call it? Wishbone. Fishbone. Like a fishbone. Julie says they're, oh, okay, they're the same vegetables, really. Really? Celery and celeriac are the same. I guess they have similar taste. They're just, I guess you can cook. I put celery in soups, but I also really like it raw. Hello, Koshal. How are you? I'm just putting some little wishbones. This is my daughter that I'm drawing. She said she was okay with me to put her on because she saw my friend's daughter, and I said, do you want to be on one of these? She's like, yeah, I'll be on one of those. All right, I'm going to take this pink that I've got and just add it to a little bit of her face in certain areas, because, you know, I like adding a little bit of color. I will probably go over with another color as well, but it's nice to have an undertone of bright. I really wanted to get this one finished because I have some dog portraits to do after my workshop today. The workshop starts at 10 a.m. If you haven't signed up, you have until 9 a.m. this morning, and then I'm going to be closing the registration. And there is a link if you signed up for the 5 together. There's a link in the email that I sent out yesterday, and if you want to get ahead and prep some pages, I will give you time during the workshop, but if you want to get ahead and prep some pages of just like some blocks of color, make them at least like as big as your hand, because, well, you can see when I'm doing this pattern, you'll see a lot of, you'll need a bit, like these are painterly patterns, so you need paint. I did say you can bring markers, and markers is ready for planning, but paint is really going to be your friend for this workshop. So bring something painterly. If you have, like, I would suggest acrylic ink, gouache, or acrylics rather than, or acrylic gouache rather than watercolors, because watercolors don't dry in time, so you'll have a hard time waiting for them to dry to go over. But we'll be working on multiples at once so that there will be time to dry, so don't worry about it too much. Just bring what you have, basically. Okay, so I like this color. I'm going to add to certain darker areas of her face this one, like her shadow underneath her neck. It's a little bit too dark. Oh, hello. And Kausha says Indian pittas migrate to my region every winter. We call them navrang. Oh, how interesting. Okay, so we don't have pittas. I don't think we have pittas in North America. So it's a new, this is the bird that I'm drawing. Isn't it beautiful? They remind me a little bit of starlings. I mean, how big are they, Kaushal? Can you tell us how big they are? I need to get a darker brown on her. I may not finish this, you know that, everybody, right? I'm trying, but we have 20 minutes left. Kausha says they're around the size of a house sparrow. Oh, little. Not very big at all. They look very sweet. Are they a nice bird, or are they like a little bit of a scavenger bird? Like how do they act? Are they the typical little bird, or are they a little bit more like a raven or a crow? I am a little judgy when it comes to birds, only because I don't like when the little birds get attacked by the big birds. I don't think it's fair. She's going to want to dye her hair pink now that when she sees this. Huh. Oh, I could have. No, they remain on the ground and not super shy. Okay. All right. So they're a little bit bolshy. There you go. There's one way of including that in a sentence for you all. Oh, Louisa, were you there when we... No, you weren't there when we were saying... I think Australians, they say bolshy as well, don't you? I think you do. We were talking about it in our meet at the weekend, Louisa, and you weren't there. And everyone was like, what is that word you just said? I'm like, bolshy. You guys don't use bolshy? And I don't think North Americans do use bolshy, the word bolshy. I think I made the tail a little bit long. I really do like the colouring of this bird though. I like the ziggy-zaggy lines. Dunno, more likely to say struth. No, but that's a different meaning. You don't say somebody is struth. Struth is like, cool, blimey kind of thing. Oh, Nicole says, Nick. Hi, Nick. Nicole says, correct. So you guys do say bolshi? Kaushal says, but their numbers are now very less due to hunting for their feathers. Ah, I can hardly spot 3 during the whole winters. Well, yeah, that's why we're drawing him, because he is endangered. That's crazy that, I mean, their feathers are beautiful. I didn't realize that people hunted birds for feathers. What do they use the feathers for? I feel a little ignorant that I don't know this kind of stuff. But that is sad that the human race would basically put a bird into endangerment because they are hunting. I guess that happens with a lot of animals. What am I saying? Humans, come on, get a grip. Get a life. Sort out your own problems. Don't go killing animals for their beauty. Why are humans so greedy? I would like to know that. Why are humans so greedy? Can people not be happy with just, you know, existing? And I get very frustrated with humans. Louisa says, well, it was not much in the vocab when I was last in Australia. Louisa says, have you met the human race, Shah? No, I'm surrounded by really good people, and that kind of blinds me. Like I have blinders on half the time because I'm around you guys. I don't really go out too much in the human race, and because I work for myself and I'm with you all, it's you know, it's different. Well, I'm sure a lot of you who work in everyday environments, you probably see a lot of not very lovely humans. So yeah. Anyway, the bolshi came up at the weekend when we were having our Patreon meet. And I'm so sorry if the Christmas meet, like, would it be better to have the Christmas meet in the morning? Nick, if it was like at this time in the morning, could we do that? I haven't set a definite time yet, so everyone's good for the 27th, so I'm thinking, why don't we just skip the morning live and do the Christmas, or it's not really Christmas, but end of year celebration at this time in the morning, because it seems like you are sometimes awake. Would that be better? I'm just trying to be accommodating and make sure that, you know, nobody misses out. What do you think? Are you still here, Nick? Okay, I have 2 images of this bird, and this one that I've got is a different positioning. And the other one, it gave me a little bit more of like a push forward head, kind of a little bit more assertive. I'll show you in a minute. I want to keep that clear for the yellow. And there is blue on top of his head, so I've got to do that, put that on. This is the bird that I'm actually focusing on. I should probably have looked at that while I was doing the feathers. So isn't it amazing that you can create pretty much a black with just the primaries? I love it. I really have loved this month of mixing colors. I think it's been a really great month for that. I'm still ironing out the whole year ahead of mornings. But what I think I'm definitely going to do for January, which I would like to do, and I think you guys would be into it, is doing a month of favorites. Favorites, you know, to you, everyone's favorites are different. So, you know, it could be a favorite tea, a favorite place to go, a favorite vacation, a favorite object, a favorite person, a favorite, I mean, that's a little bit much, but you know, favorite person, a favorite kid, a favorite memory, um, a favorite outing, a favorite place to walk, a favorite museum. So I'm compiling a list of favorites for January. I may not have an entire year completed by January 1st, and I'm falling behind in that, but I'm human and I'm not going to stress over it. I know that you guys will show up, and I still want to really celebrate family and friendship and heritage and community. So that's what the year is going to entail. And Nick says yes. Okay, Nick, fabulous. So we'll do that. So it'll be on the 27th, but it'll be at this time and this way. Our people can make it from all around the world. Okay, I'm going to add this color. Actually, this color is really perfect for this side of the feathers. So if you're listening to this and you don't know really who we are, what we're about, a lot of us are have been drawing and painting together for the past almost 4 years. I can't believe I'm saying that. Honestly, it like blows my mind that it's almost 4 years. But we have, and we are a family, and we love to get together and draw and paint every week and every day. It's definitely good for my mental health, because if it wasn't for you guys, I think I'd be a bloody mess. So thank you for that. And yeah, so next week we're having a end of year 2023 celebrate party to celebrate. If you're not a Patreon and you show up a lot here, just shoot me a message. I know that everyone would love that you were there. And if you want to just become a Patreon for a month, you can do that. It's $9 to join, and you'll get a lot of replays, and you will be able to see what we're all about during the weekends as well. But just let me know if you want to come next week, and I think it will be nice to open it up to those of you who are not a Patreon but want to come, because I know that some of you are here every day anyway. All right. I just don't open it up to anyone in particular, so it is for those specials for sure. Okay, got the bird, I think. What is the time? 8 minutes. Oh no, I may have to go a little bit over, everybody. Not too much over, because I have a workshop this morning, so if you are coming to the workshop, again, remember to, if you want to prep pages to get ahead so you're not doing it during the workshop, you can do that, but I will give you time at the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to get the little birdie's feet in, and also the beak is definitely a little bit bluer, and do you guys spray your gouache? Like if you put it on a palette, do you spray them to get them a little bit more pliable? Like what do you do? Because sometimes they're a little bit sticky, I find. Now I got his head the wrong shape there. I'm going to correct that. And then just on the top of his beak, I would say it's a little bit, has a little bit of a blue shine. And then also around his eye. And then let me correct that. And then I have to do his feet, his little legs as well. Really is best to wait until the paint is dry with gouache, because you just lift it if not. Oh yeah, I have to also add a little bit. I'm okay with the yellow, I think. Okay, let's go to his feet, or his legs rather. Oh, and I should probably, yeah, maybe that's what I should do first. Get a little bit of shadow on Ashley's head. I'll do that shadow first. It's not the best picture, like as in for shadows and stuff, but I just wanted to get the shape of her head in for sure. Okay, feet. And I'm going to have a little bit of shadow up here. Also just warming up certain areas of her face. Oh, that can be a little bit lighter. My yellow has disappeared and is now green. Okay. Her lips are definitely darker here and here. And then her nose also is darker underneath here. Around this area. Okay, that can be a little bit lighter. I need more yellow, because my yellow, well, I guess I could bring this in. Let's have a look. This may work. It's gonna dry darker as well. That's way too dark. Gouache, gouache, gouache. You drive me crazy, gouache. At 1 minute it looks great, and then another minute it just, oh my goodness, it drives me crazy. It darkens so much that I just get a little bit lost then. Like this. I need a warmer tone. Okay, bear with me everybody. I know that it's 2 minutes left, but I'm going a little bit over. Kaushal says, I just subscribed to you 2 weeks ago. Oh, fantastic, Kaushal. Okay, so another thing, I do have an Instagram chat. Are you on Patreon, Kaushal, or on you? And I'm so sorry if I didn't see that you had subscribed. Or is it Substack? Substack, you get 1 meet a month, and then coupons and discounts for classes. Patreon, you get full access. So I think Substack subscribers is $5 a month, and Patreon is $9 a month for the sketch and draw. So if you know that you can't make it all, but you won't get the whole the library like you do in the Patreon. I mean, it will build slowly over on Substack, but Substack is definitely newer, and Patreon has been around for 3.5 years, so you have all just everything from 3.5 years basically. So you have lots of replays, and I guess I should probably mention that when people are thinking about signing up. Thank you, Julie. I still have to do the little feet, but get that shadow up here. See, I do like warmer shadows, warmer tones, and these that I put on before, they're a little bit flat, and it's purely because of the white. Like when you add the white, it flattens the gouache. But I do need some midtones, so I'm gonna have to put in a little bit. I just need to get it nice and warm. That's gonna be, nope, too white. Need like a honey color. This may work. I think this is a good color for her skin. Julie says, I have so many sessions and birds to catch up on. Thank you, Janan. Yes, 4 years. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. I think it's bloody brilliant. It is bloody brilliant. Okay, there are definitely some areas that I would probably make a little bit darker, but I am pushed for time. I need to correct her lips a little bit. I do need to get, she has a little mole, a little tiny mole. I need to get that color right. right here. It's my magenta. My Winsor Newton magenta. I'm not happy with it. It's so very, very hard and a little bit clumpy and dries way too fast. What is that? What is that oil again? I'm gonna put it on my list to order. It's just, I need to get that. What is the oil that you mix in with gouache? Anybody, everybody? If you're here listening and you know it. Lou, do you know it? And does anybody do it? Because I know that, you know, everybody talks about doing stuff like that, but do we actually do it? Does anybody do it? Okay, let's get this tone a little bit warmer. It's really just for things like this, like the shadows. I gotta get the feet in as well. I know. I will. I think it looks like her. I'm gonna get this a little bit darker. It's very colorful. Okay, let me get the feet on the bird and then I think I'm good with our Miss Ashley here. Kausha says, what I've learned from you is patience gives you results. Oh, I always mess things up when I try to be too quick. Well, thank you. I'm not sure if I have patience, but I do have persistence. So if you don't like it, don't just throw it away. Definitely try and work on it, because especially when you have something like when you are working with gouache or anything that is forgiving, you know, you have a lot more play with it. Like you can add, you can take away, you can, so there's a lot more push and pull. So I think more than patience, I have persistence to make it how I want it to look. I'm gonna just make this shadow a little bit darker underneath here. I've kind of lost this area of her face, but it does need to be slightly darker anyway. And I think, yeah, I think it's good for you guys also to see, you know, when I'm having a bad morning, when it's not going right. Do you think her skin is too... No, I think it's okay. It needs to be a little bit warmer. Ah, too wet. No. A dry brush can fix a lot. Okay. Let's get those little feet on, but first I just want to get the little lighter areas with this very dry, not pliable brush here. It's too wet, but I'm just going to put them in. You can always come back and soften the bright tones slightly. Kausha says, oh, my bad English. Probably will improve by time. Watching English dramas has helped a lot. Yes, no, not... Patience is also good. Definitely patience is also good. And your English is very good. But for me, like, I think, well, I guess patience and persistence, but patience comes with being persistent, because you have to give yourself that space to make to have failures and to keep going and to not give up. Like, I think a lot of people are very hard on themselves when it comes to drawing and painting, and I don't ever beat myself up because it was a really bad morning. I do say, oh yeah, like my husband always asks me, how was your morning? And I always say whether it was good, whether it was bad. So, you know, it's, I think I'm honest with myself, but I don't beat myself up for the whole day and say, oh, I had such a bad morning. And no, I don't have time for that. Get a little bit of a darker shadow underneath this. I'm almost done, everybody. If you have to go. I'm just trying to get this finished so that I can post it. And then I have to take little pipes out for a walk. And then I will be back. I'll be logging in a little bit earlier if you want to come a little bit earlier and prep your pages. I will be there at 9:45, so if you are doing my workshop and you want to come a little bit earlier, you can. Oh, that would be really good if I had a little bit more of a deeper shadow. With a tiny little bit of red on here. Alright, everyone. I think that's it. Actually, no, I don't think that's it. I think I need to add something to the background. I'm going to add the same. Too much water. the fishbone or the wishbone. I'm going to add the wishbone. Just shapes, basically. Shapes mimicking what I had beforehand. This one is looking a little bit funny. I'll just lengthen that and broaden this. Ah, right on the cheek. See how you can't really flatten the paint until later. Just sometimes needs, and sometimes it doesn't. I could have left it how it was, but sometimes the pattern just needs something to bring everything together. And because we have a lot of contrast in her hair, I just thought it would be better to have another element on top. I really am liking the colors of the background though. There, so it kind of brings it all together. It was a little bit messy, but if I go over it. So usually I would spend a good hour, hour and a half finishing these. So you can see today what I go through to kind of look at everything and finish it. And we'll talk a little bit about that in my patterns class, because you'll see how if things are not really gelling, just by adding another layer can bring it all together. Whoops, that one was too close together. This brush is not very good at making circles, that's for sure. Okay, well, it's a little bit busy, but it's okay. Louisa says, wow, still going. I feel like I struggle more and more with the gouache. I think I don't use it thick enough. Yeah, I use the first coat very, very thin, and then I add more gouache to it, like a thicker coat. And I think that really helps for sure. Oh yeah, then I start checking, you know, things like shadows, and I can see that my shadows aren't dark enough, and if your shadow's not dark enough, that the light basically it doesn't shine. So if you don't get that shadow dark enough, you won't have the light that you want. Okay, everybody, I'm going now. I'll let you go. Oh, Louisa, she says, I'm happy with today's effort. Oh, you're not unhappy. Oh, good, you're not unhappy. We need to combine the Louise forces. Yes, you do. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Louisa says, I'm also using the cheapest gouache. Yeah, that makes a difference as well. I'll see you all later. Have a really good day if I don't see you. And I look forward to seeing what you guys have been up to. Bye, everybody. Bye.